and asked Kaden if he had a game the next day, which was going to be Saturday. So Kaden was like, I don't know. And he was like, you ain't gonna find out. So Kaden came and asked me. And I was like, I don't know, Kaden. So he was like, we don't know. And so he came by the room. He was like, when you gonna find out if he got a game tomorrow? And I'm thinking, like, why the hell you wanna know if my child has a game? Like, why? Any other time, all these games he had, and now you wanna ask if he got a game? Like, man, this is just getting so uncomfortable now. Like, what the heck is going on? So I ended up texting my cousin and asked my cousin about the game. He was like, yeah, he had a game the next morning. I'm thinking, like, okay, he got a game, so what does man ask me for? Normally mom was off on Saturdays, so I was like, oh, my mom will be home, blah blah blah. So I told Kaden to go tell him that he had a game at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, and he comes out the room and he was like, well, I told your mom that I'll take you to his game tomorrow. I'll drop y'all. I'll take y'all. And I was like, oh, okay. So he's like, yeah, but I told her I was gonna take y'all, but you gonna have to produce. And I looked up from the coloring book and I said, what? Should I know my face to look just like that? I said, what? And he was like, oh, nothing. I just playing with you. And I said, oh, okay. So at this point, too, like before that happened, let me backtrack. My mom, I tell you, my mom had put the spaghetti on for him, which I thought it was for her, or she was just warming it up, period, because he never comes out there, and I didn't notice her make his plate. Like, she had to go before the spaghetti was even warm. So he ended up coming out, he ended up fixing his own plate or whatnot, and then he came back out after the plate was he was finished eating. And normally he don't do that. He just sit that shit on the counter. Like, he never brings any plates and stuff out the room. So I was thinking in my head, like, nah, you coming out there, you so comfortable coming out the room to bring your plates and shit. Like, nah, you could have been to doing this shit. That's what I'm thinking in my head or whatnot. So he was like, Chan had him asleep at this, because Marjorie made him skip his nap. So it's about 6ish, and after he put his plate in the sink, he was like, oh, he finally went to sleep. And I was like, yeah. And Marjorie, I had my phone still not paying this man no attention. He was like, oh, because I was going to take those cookies. And I ain't say nothing. No, I think I laughed. And I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? I thought he was talking about the cookies, because the night before I had baked the kids some cookies, and none of them got, neither one of them got any, because they was acting up. So I told them they couldn't get no cookies that night. I thought they heard me tell the kids that they wasn't going to get any cookies or whatnot. And I thought he saw the cookies still sitting on the counter, so I thought he was saying he was going to take the kids' cookies, and I just kind of like laugh it off like that. And so when I got up to make the kids dinner, I'm moving around stuff on the island, and the cookies are underneath the tortilla shells. And I was like, so there's no way possible, my knees are starting to burn. There's no way possible that he could have seen these cookies, so he couldn't have been talking about these cookies. He was being nasty. And I was like, you know what? I gotta tell my mom. I don't know when I'm gonna have the time to tell my mom when he's not around, but I gotta tell my mom what's going on, because it is beyond out of hand. And so that was it for him that night. After he done said he was gonna take us to the game in the morning, but in my head, I got to call my cousin. I was like, I'm about to just tell him the game is canceled and we're just not gonna go, because I really don't want to have to deal with him. And my cousin was like, no, just still let him take you, blah blah blah, because Kaden go there, he don't ever try nothing when Kaden around, blah, don't let him miss his game. Because I started feeling bad, because I really didn't want my son to miss his game because of that, because of him, you know what I mean? So put my big girl panties on, took us to the game. Like, I didn't want him to even be around. I didn't want to be around him, like nothing. Like, but when I got into, it's the next morning now, and it's time to go to the game, and I'm getting in the truck. Like, he got this big truck, and I'm getting in the truck. He was like, let me help you. And I was like, no, I got it. Like, I may be pregnant. I can get up in this truck, though. Like, I don't need your help. And he was like, you gotta let me help you, little mama. In my head, I'm thinking, like, I got it. I don't need your help. So, got to the game. Thank God my cousin's girlfriend was, like, right there. So, we're going to separate her, and he going to sit all the way up the top behind us. Or whatnot. But then we eventually end up moving to the other side. And then after my son's game was over, they decided to play another team because the team that the other players were supposed to play had not showed up. So then we was going to stay there longer. So I had gone back to the other side, let him know what was going on or whatnot. He was like, oh, okay. I said, boy, but I'm hot or whatnot. I'm going to just stand in the shade until you're ready to play. And so he was like, well, you want to go to the gas station? You want to go and get something to drink or something? Gas station right there. And I was like, oh my God. Mind y'all, I'm pregnant. I'm hot. I'm really thirsty for real. Chandler done drunk all his drink. You know what? Let's just go to the gas station. So we went to the gas station. He really didn't say much, and there really wasn't that much time for him to say anything anyways. So try and think, because the gas station was literally right there, like next to the school. Got the slushy, got Chandler something to drink or whatnot. Got back. I went right on back on the other side. Like, you can feel however you can feel. You can go wherever you going at. I'm going back to this other side. I'm going where my cousins are at. I'm out of here. So, after that game was over, we went back to the truck, of course. Then he asked if we had, I wanted something to eat. And I was like, why is this man offering so much food, and what is he doing? Like, what's going on? So we ended up buying, he ended up calling my mom too, and asked my mom if she wants something to eat as well. So I'm like, oh, okay, he just won't feed everybody today. So let's just fast forward to the next day. Next day, Sunday. I know my mom was getting up and going to go to church. So I'm like, oh my God, another day in this house with this man, and my mom was not going to be here. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, she's not going to be gone long. She's going to go to church, and then she's going to come back around 12, 1-ish at the latest. So I was like, I could deal. And plus, Kaden here, so it ain't going to be nothing. So mom leave for church. Me and my kids, we done kind of got ourselves together a little bit. And I'm sitting on the couch, and I was in my phone. And once again, I look up, and he's kneeling in front of me. Can I? And I was like, oh my God. So he just wanted to go and rub my stomach. And then my youngest son came. Mind you, before he did that, he had asked Kaden to take his trash out, because he had trash in my mom's room. Or whatnot. He asked Kaden to go take the trash to the dumpster one out, which I didn't think nothing of it. As soon as Kaden went to go do that, that's when I guess he whooped back around and got his knee and gone to rub my stomach. Asked to rub my stomach or whatnot. But when he was doing that, my youngest, like, every time my youngest would always move his hand off, be like, don't touch my mama, get your hand on my mama. So he kind of was like covering me up or whatnot. And then I had a loose t-shirt on, and I didn't have a bra on either. So he was like, nah, don't touch your mama boobies. And I was like, why are you even saying that? That's my son. If you want to touch my damn boobs, leave him alone. You don't tell my son to. Even my son was looking at him like, get out my mama's face. This is my 2-year-old or whatnot. So when he said that, immediately he was like, can I see one? Took his finger and rubbed it on my nipple, y'all. Can I see one? And I said, you don't think you're doing a bit too much? Like, you don't think you're doing too much? And at this point, as I'm saying that, my oldest son was walking back to the door, and he had got up real quick. And he was like, all right, it's time to go, it's time to go. You want to call me to go get the food? Talking to my oldest son. And he all happy saying, yeah, because, mind y'all, my son always asks him, could he ride with him somewhere if he knew he about to go to the store real quick and coming back. But he would always tell him no. So this is the first time my son ever rode with him anywhere besides the game the day before. So they went to, he rode with him to Sonic's or whatnot, and they came back with the food, and he was just like, I had to give the trainer food, but I didn't even eat the food that, I waited till he leaves to eat the food that he got me, because I was just, at that point, y'all, my mind was, I don't know what I was thinking. I was uncomfortable. I was like, oh, I felt sick to my stomach. I was like, oh my God, like how the hell I'm gonna tell my mama about this shit here? Why would he do that? Like, all these thoughts were just running in my head, like how? Why? How in the world I'm gonna tell her? One, that was my main concern and my worry, is telling her mama, I'm gonna tell her this shit here. And then second, I felt so violated. I felt so violated, and I just did not know what to do, what to say. I wanted to cry. I was mad. I just wanted him to get out. So, at this point, he was really packing up his little bit of stuff, and he was about to leave or whatnot. I didn't know he was leaving and going back to his place, which he did do every so often. He would go back to his house or whatnot, but I didn't know that was what was going on. And so he left, and then I called my ex back, and I let her know what was going on or whatnot, and she knew the relationship between our mama, and she was like, man, I don't know if you should tell your mom, because you don't know how she gonna take it, and you don't know if she gonna blame you for it, and blah blah blah. So I was like, in my head I thinking, you right, yeah, you right, but at this point I don't care what she think. You just gotta know what's going on, because when he does come back, I'm not gonna be able to deal. So she gotta know something. So I ended up calling my aunt and to ask her like for some advice or whatnot, cause she real cool and she real down to earth or whatnot, and she just straight up just real to the T. So I was like, man, I also asked my cousin too, but I didn't want to ask my aunt. I was like, I gotta ask her if she was on. She said, well, your uncle's still here. I'm there in Charleston. I'm gonna call him and I'm gonna tell him to come there, because it needs to be talked about today. Everybody needs to sit down. Your mom, boyfriend, you, him, her, and y'all need to sit down. You need to let your mama know what happened in front of your uncle or whatnot. With your uncle being there for you, so he could be like, you know what I mean, for you could be comfortable talking about it or whatnot. And she was like, what he did was wrong. She said from the beginning, when he first asked her about my stomach, he already had intentions on doing what he did or whatnot, because no man should ever ask a female to rub their stomach unless that's the child's father, and blah blah blah. And he's just wrong, and it needs to get handled today. So when me and her got off the phone, she called my uncle. Shortly after my uncle showed up, and I was sitting outside or whatnot. So he was like, well, what happened and what going on or whatnot. And I told him briefly a little bit what was going on. He was like, is he in there? And I was like, no, he gone. And so he was like, all right, you ready to do this? And I said, yeah. So we go inside. He knocked on my mama's door. My mama come out the room, and they talked for a little hot second. And so he was like, we need to talk. So she's like, all right, let me get my shoes. I think they about to go outside. She was like, no. He was like, no, we could talk in here, because I mean, all three of us need to talk. And so she kind of had that like confused look on her face. She was like, okay. So we all sat down on the couch, and I'm trying to gather my thoughts, and I'm looking at my uncle. I said, I don't even know how to start. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't even know how to tell her this. And I'm just tearing up at this point. Like, I'm like, tears are just forming and dripping. And he was like, just tell her. Just tell her what happened. I don't know what happened. He was like, I just want to let you know it had to do with your boyfriend. And when she was like, what happened? So I went in and I started telling her what happened or whatnot, and she was like, oh, I knew something was up, because I could tell you was at acting. I thought you was just mad at me about something, and you just wasn't talking because you was just mad at me about something. But I could tell something was like, I just wish you had been tell me. Why you wait so long to tell me? And blah blah. I wish you told me earlier. Cause see now he going back to his house for a few days. And I want to see if I can trick him to come back here so I can see what I got to say to him, but because I don't want to do it over the phone, whatnot. But she ended up talking to him through the phone or whatnot. And with her talking to him, she would come back and talk to me and be like, well, he said that he had rubbed your stomach at least 10 times, and I was like, it could have been, I'm not sure. And she was like, okay. Like, not even mentioning. I was like, did he say, or said he said what he said? Like, the comments that he made about the cookies and the producing comment that he made, like, did he even mention that or whatnot? Like, he's just focusing on the rubbing of the stomach. Like, that's all he did, and that's all his attention was. Like, no, there was more to it, and you knew it was, or he knew it was or whatnot. But I just wished I listened to my instincts. I wish I listened to my gut feeling. Like, I'm over beating myself up about it because I know it wasn't my fault to what had happened. And when it did first happen, like, y'all, I beat myself up. Like, I wish I had just listened to my instincts, and I wish I did this, I wish I had done that, and just beating myself up. And I was the point was like, it ain't my fault that he's a fucking idiot and he did what he did, and I'm no longer gonna beat myself up about it. Like, I even have found myself like going into this dark place. Like I'm always happy no matter what's really going on. I'm always happy. I'm always looking at the brighter things. I'm always seeing the brighter side of things. But when that happened, that kind of messed me up mentally. Like, mentally that messed me up. And I just didn't know what to do, what to say. I had to meditate. Like, I started having nightmares of him coming back because I done had told her. And what if he tried to come in here when she's not here? And I'm coming to find out he had lost his job. Had it been a week or so, like 2 weeks. That's why he was there so much. So that, I don't know, I was just kind of living in fear. And I was like, God, the Most High did not, he didn't place fear in our hearts. He didn't give us that no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be afraid. I'm not gonna, cause like every day when I wake up, I normally open the blinds, y'all. Like for like 2 weeks straight, I wouldn't even open the blinds because I was like, if he see the blinds open, he gonna know I'm in here. But really, it don't matter anyways because he got a key. So whether he see the blinds open or not, I think he will come in here. Like, all kind of thoughts was wrong in my head, but that happened. I pulled myself through that mentally. Yeah, I got myself out there mentally before I got into like a deep depression over it, because that's one thing I didn't want to go into, being depressed over something that an idiot did to me, you know? So that's my story. Always go with your gut feelings, always go with your instincts. And it's not just when bad things happen, good things too. Like your instincts and your guts tell you about these good things too. So don't always think it's like it only come as a warning. Like it comes as a blessing as well. But man, do I wish I had listened to my instincts with this situation. So always listen to your instincts. Always go with that voice in your head that's like something telling you something ain't right. Something ain't right. So that's my story for today. I didn't mean for it to be so long. Yeah, until